I'd like to take a moment and welcome you to the Select Board meeting room today, where we are here to swear in Ashland's new Police Chief, Cara Rossi. So,
It's not quite 4 o'clock, so you may
Oh.
wait until they...
that was just a practice run, everybody. So I'm glad we got that all set up. Okay, we are live now. All right, take two, everybody. So good afternoon. I would like to welcome everyone to the Select Board meeting room today, where we are here to swear in Ashland's new police chief, Cara Rossi. For those of you that don't know me, I am Ashland's town manager, Michael Herbert. I want to thank and welcome all of you here, Cara's friends and families, employees, and I would also like to acknowledge the public officials here in the room. We have the chair of our select board, Brandy Kinsman, here. So, select board member Joe Mignani, select board member Yolanda Greaves, and select board member Steve Mitchell here. I would also like to recognize Karen Edelman-Foster, who is here representing Senator Spilka's office. Unfortunately, Senate President Spilka was not able to make it today. She's in leadership meetings at the State House. But thank you so much for coming and representing her office. The position of police chief is a highly visible position that carries a significant amount of responsibility. Police officers are entrusted to uphold the law and maintain the safety of the community, and are authorized to take freedom and life in order to uphold this oath. No other official has this sort of power. That's why, in order to effectively lead the department, the chief must command the respect not only of the men and women of that department, but also the public as well. And that is why the process of selecting a police chief publicly was so important. Chief Rossi underwent a significant and rigorous hiring process that was thorough, public, and fair. It started with a survey asking the general public and members of the department what they would like to see in a new chief. That survey resulted in over 300 responses. That's an overwhelming amount of responses that we've received for a survey, probably the most, twice as many as any other survey that we've had. Afterwards, we issued a candidate profile and a solicitation of resumes. And after making it through the initial round of applications, Chief Rossi took part in interviews through an independent screening committee. After being recommended as a finalist, Chief Rossi then was interviewed publicly. She was then interviewed privately. She was then interviewed privately another time. And actually, we went through the unprecedented process of conducting a background investigation before offering her the position. There were many people involved in this process, and I just want to take this moment to thank the Select Board for their guidance, the Police Chief Screening Committee, and the general public for taking part in this process. So thank you very much. Because the process was so public, I believe the majority of Ashland saw in Chief Rossi the same things that I saw: an accomplished, hardworking, and resilient professional that has risen through the ranks and put herself in a position to be offered this opportunity. Beyond those attributes, I felt like she had a unique ability, and that's the ability to balance a vision for the department with the positive attributes and ideas of the men and women that currently work there. This is an easy statement to write, it's an easy statement to say, but it is an incredibly hard statement to personify. And it's a very rare quality, but it's something that I believe Chief Rossi carries in spades. It's unbelievable. With the department moving to a long-awaited and new state-of-the-art facility, the Ashland Police Department now has the ability to start a new chapter. And I firmly believe having a new chief leading us just enhances both the excitement and opportunity that this move provides. I also would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that this is an unprecedented appointment. I'm going off script a little bit here. And while Chief Rossi was not hired because she was a woman, I think it's important to acknowledge the groundbreaking and ceiling shattering, try saying that 3 times fast without saying a bad word, position that she has risen to. And again, I think this is a win for not just Ashland, not just the department, but for the community and women everywhere. So, you know. So welcome and congratulations, Chief Rossi. Myself and the rest of the town look forward to seeing what you accomplish under your leadership. So with that, I would like to invite Chief Rossi up here, and I am going to administer the oath of office. I've promised to keep them in short segments, so it's not that difficult. Afterwards, we will have friends and family of Chief Rossi come and pin her, the ceremonial pinning, and then I'm going to invite Chief Rossi to say a few words as well. Okay? All right, we've already had a practice run. All right, raise your right hand, please. I, Cara Rossi,
I, Cara Rossi,
so solemnly swear
that
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
I will uphold the Constitution of my community
I will uphold the Constitution of my community
and the Ashland Police Department.
and the Ashland Police Department.
I, Cara Rossi,
I, Cara Rossi,
hereby accept the position
hereby accept the position
of Chief of Police
of Chief of Police
in the town of
in
Ashland,
the town of
Massachusetts.
Ashland, Massachusetts.
Congratulations. And now I will invite, I believe it's Danny Hartwell and your daughter to come up here and pin you.
We practiced this.
Okay.
The last time she did this,
There's no blood. Give me the hard one, so bear with me. Before I invite Chief Rossi up, I would like to, for those of you here in the room, you can't see outside, but I'd like to acknowledge and thank so many members of the Ashland Police Department who are here, the Ashland Fire Department, men and women of other departments in different jurisdictions across the region and the state. Thank you for coming here, and I know that you will support Chief Rossi in her efforts and her endeavors. So, Chief.
Good afternoon, Michael, Select Board members, and the men and women of the Ashland Police Department. Thank you sincerely for entrusting me with this opportunity. I will not let you down. To my family, friends, and fellow citizens of Ashland, I want to thank all of you for being here. I am both honored and humbled to stand before you tonight as the next Chief of Police for our beloved town of Ashland. I promised my sister-in-law I'd get this in. I want you to listen closely. Did you hear that? That's the sound of the glass ceiling shattering. As Michael alluded to, this is a historic night, not only for me, but for women everywhere. I have lived in Ashland for over 44 years. I'm a proud clocker, as are my two daughters, Erica and Amy. I spent my youth on the softball diamonds of Stone Park, Ashland Middle School, and Ashland High School, and then I proudly spent my children's youth coaching them and their classmates on those same fields. Some of my closest friendships and greatest memories were made during these times. I hate to brag, but we were consistently league champs. Never in my wildest dreams would I have ever imagined, as the young, painfully shy girl who moved here in second grade, that one day I would be standing here before you celebrating this achievement. It's one of the greatest honors of my life. Growing up on Diane Lane, working at the news store, Mason's Pharmacy, Burnham's, and Market Basket as a kid, I enjoyed such a simple and wonderful childhood with the best of neighbors. When my family lost my dad in a car crash in 1984, this town embraced my family and supported us both emotionally and financially in a way that allowed us to get back on our feet and for all of us to thrive. There are not many towns like Ashland, and I will forever be grateful to have grown up here. Whenever I drive by Rossi Lane, I'm reminded of the privilege of growing up in a small town where neighbors truly care for one another. One of my goals as your chief is to get us back to meeting neighbors in person and not online, to foster real relationships over tough conversations. I hope you'll join me. Attending Ashland Public Schools, I had the privilege of learning from some of the best educators and simply wonderful people. As a proud member of the class of 1988, I still enjoy close friendships with so many of my classmates. We realize what a special community we have, and many of us chose to raise our families here too. There's something just very special about being a clocker. It's not just the uniqueness of that name. When both of my girls went through the school system, I was equally as impressed with the amazing staff. The education received here served all three of us well. I hope to continue and expand on our relationships with the Ashland Public Schools. Together we are stronger than we are separately. Ashland is a community on the cusp of tremendous growth. Our home values have skyrocketed and building is ongoing everywhere you look. Ashland has become a sought-after community, and the influx of young families will ensure that our future is one of exciting new opportunities for commercial development. I envision a downtown area with shops, restaurants, and green spaces for neighbors to enjoy. Your police department wants to be a part of that, with walking beats, bicycle patrols, and hosting community events. We aim to enhance our partnership with the business community and remain committed to ensuring that residents and visitors continue to enjoy everything Ashland has to offer safely and without worry. With growth comes change, and I know how difficult change can be. I hope that the Ashland Police Department can be helpful as we navigate this change together. We remain available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and ready to respond as needed. Traffic is always a concern, and we are committed to enforcing traffic laws to make our roads as safe as they can be. The new public safety complex is every chief's dream. The Ashland Police Department is thankful for the community's commitment to providing us with such a tremendous place in which to work. This state-of-the-art building will be a place where we can be proud to host trainings and finally have a space where we can invite the public in for citizens' police academies and neighborhood meetings. It is a building worthy of the tremendous staff of men and women who so honorably and proudly serve the citizens of Ashland. I look forward to enhancing our partnerships with our public safety partners at the Ashland Fire Department and the DPW and exploring ways we can train and explore new initiatives together. Ladies and gentlemen, neighbors, friends, and colleagues, if you'll indulge me for just one more minute, I need to thank some very special people in my life. First and foremost, my two daughters, Erica and Amy Caffarelli. Erica's in New York City, so she can't be here. She lives in Manhattan. It's just too far to travel. Amy, I love you. Simply put, you two have made my life complete. This evening is a dream come true, but the greatest accomplishment I will ever achieve is raising you two amazing women. Thanks for your patience growing up, when Mom worked evenings and weekends, and sometimes when we already had plans made. I love you both more than you could ever know, and you make me so proud. Danny, thank you for believing in me when I stopped believing in myself, for always being there for me and loving me, my faults and all. Mom and Bob, thank you for your love and support and for always telling me that I can do this. Paula, Tina, Hugo is online watching from Seattle, and Johnny. We made it through the hard times, and we have so enjoyed the good times. My first best friends, I am who I am because of our shared history. Love you guys. My extended family, who have been the foundation on which my life has been built. Many of you are here tonight. Thank you for always being in my corner and cheering me on. My amazing tribe of friends, you know who you are and how much your friendship means to me, and you are always there to make me laugh, particularly at inappropriate times. Chief Hicks, thank you for the opportunities you provided me with. I would not be here tonight without your guidance and support. To the men and women of the Natick Police Department, thank you for 28 years of memories and friendships. We shared some tough calls and life-altering moments. I'll see you around. I'm only a few miles away. Lastly, to the men and women of the Ashland Police Department, thank you for trusting me to lead our department into the future. I'm inheriting a strong, solid foundation that we will work together to take to the next level. I am thrilled to be given this opportunity to work with some of the best cops around. Here's to our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, for your eloquent remarks. Thank you very much. Now that you sat down, I'm going to invite you back up here. I wanted to make sure, I didn't want to interrupt the applause. We have people bearing gifts today, so if I could invite Karen up here, I believe we have a presentation from the Senate President herself.
Thank you, Michael, and congratulations, Chief Rossi. It's an enormous honor to be here. My name is Karen Edelman-Foster. I'm here on behalf of Senate President Karen Spilka. This happens to be an extraordinarily crazy time in the State House, so it broke her heart not to be able to be here in person. But believe me, she's here in mind and heart and soul. Sending you her congratulations. And similarly, Representative Lewis could not be here because it's a bananas time also in the State House for pretty much everybody, but he also sends his greetings. But it's a special honor for me to be here because until a few months ago, I was on the Natick Select Board, watching you with great admiration. Natick's loss is absolutely Ashland's gain, and we're all thrilled for you. So if I may present this citation from the Senate, official citation, let it be known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Police Chief Cara Rossi in recognition of becoming the new Police Chief of Ashland. Be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate. Signed, President of the Senate, Karen E. Spilka, Clerk of the Senate, Michael D. Hurley, and dated today, July 7th. Congratulations.
So this concludes our program today. Thank you again, everyone, for being able to join us, making the time to join us. Thank you again, members of the men and women of the Ashland Police Department and Fire Department and department heads for being here, also members from other jurisdictions and also our elected officials. This is a time to celebrate. It's also a time to look forward, not backwards. And Chief Rossi, I'm really looking forward to what you accomplish as the leader of this department. I really am. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.